Hey guys, I'm back with another GoPro tips and tricks video. This one's not really a tips and tricks video. This is more of a first look at the release of the Hero 3. It came out, I think, last night at midnight, and I was busy all day, and this is the first chance I really had to go and have a good look at it. I have put an order in, and it should be showing up, shipping on the October 22nd, and hopefully that means it should be here around November 1st, so fingers crossed to do an unboxing video for November 1st. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to keep up with that when that happens. But as for now, we're going to go through and have a quick little look at some of the new features that it should be released with and they've told us about. So to start off, you go to the GoPro site, you see the new video, the new Hero 3 video. So what's new with it? Well, the biggest thing I noticed was the color looks a lot more saturated. It seems like they've got a lot more true color, a lot more exciting color. I don't know if any of you have looked at a Contour Plus, but the color that this video has seems a lot more like that. I don't know if that has anything to do with their new ProTune software or the new ProTune recording format they've got. If it does, that's cool because this video looks awesome, and I'm quite excited to see where it goes with that. But let's dive in. I'm going to go to the Hero 3 and open it up. What they've done this time is they divided the cameras. Instead of doing like they did before with the Motorsports and Outdoor editions, they've given us actually 3 different models of camera. Each model has a different set of features. Basically, there's the lower edition, the white edition, the middle edition, the silver edition, and then the new and the upgraded black edition. The camera has gotten smaller. It's 30% smaller. Most of that will be off the sides, so it's gotten thinner. They've put a new flat lens on it, so what that means is there's no need for a dive housing. This housing will work just as well underwater as it does above water. And they've also put built-in Wi-Fi. That's the big new thing. Big built-in Wi-Fi in all 3 of the cameras. So if you have a Wi-Fi backpack, you won't need that on the new camera. It'll come built in. So the Wi-Fi app works with all 3 of these cameras across the board. You're good to go. What's the big news here? So smaller camera. The white edition is basically the technology from the Hero 1, if you look through it, plus Wi-Fi. It's got the same resolution as the Hero 1. It's got the same photos as a Hero 1, plus built-in Wi-Fi. So nothing too exciting with the Hero 1. I'm going to just not talk about it too much because I don't find it that interesting. The Hero 2, the Hero 3 Silver Edition, to me looks like it's basically the technology from the Hero 2 in a smaller body with built-in Wi-Fi. So it's got the same resolutions as the Hero 2, as well as the 11 megapixels with the 10 frames per second burst mode that the Hero 2 had, and built-in Wi-Fi with remote. So they've all gotten smaller. They're all 30% smaller, but that's just my idea of, or my opinion of the technologies that are in the 2 cameras. But the Hero 3 got a lot, the Hero 3 Black Edition got some really cool stuff. It got 12 megapixel camera. It got 1080p at 60 frames per second, so we'll do incredibly high-speed video at ridiculously high resolutions. And then it also got cinema format, so it got 4Kp as well as 2.7Kp, and that is varying frame rate. So it got 4Kp at 12 frames per second and 2.7Kp at 30 frames per second. These are huge, huge resolutions. I'm not even sure. I haven't looked it up, but if you go out and look it up, these resolutions will be astounded by the amount of pixels that are in them. It's also got 720p at 120 frames per second, so if you want to shoot 720p in super slow motion, you'll be able to slow this down 4 times before you get to 4 times slower without any trouble, and more than that, quite easily, I would assume. Like 4 or 8 times slower shouldn't look at all jerky, so this will be a great feature for you to play around with. The photos went up to 12 megapixels and a 30 frame per second burst, so you can take 30 frames in 1 second. So if you do high speed pictures of someone jumping over something, you can do them in 30 frames per second. So this is going to be ridiculous what people can do with this. Built-in Wi-Fi, again, Wi-Fi remotes included in the kit, so this is a $79 option for the other 2. So if you want a Wi-Fi remote and you're getting the Silver Edition, you might as well pay the extra $20 and get the Black Edition, because that's all it is, because the remote's $79. And it says it also has Pro Low Light Performance. No idea what that means. If you go on the page, they've got other accessories they come out with. There's a new touch LCD backpack, or touch LCD backpack. So that'll be cool to look at. I believe it only works outside of the case, not in the case. So we'll see about that. The new frame, it goes around the camera pops into it, which allows it to film without the case. This will be cool. I know people that, if you ever watch Discovery Channel, there were some videos of them using the HERO2s, and they would simply tape them to whatever they're trying to film because they didn't want to use the case to mount the camera. So this will be great for that. A new battery charger, I'm stoked about that. It isn't out yet, but when it comes out, I will certainly be getting one of those. And the Wi-Fi remote there at $79, as well as some other new accessories. Not too much other big news here. We're going to go into just to compare the cameras here for a second and have a quick look through the differences in them. They've all got the same sharp lens. The HERO3 is the only one they're saying is 2 times sharper. The low light, they're the only one that's saying that that's the professional grade low light. 12 megapixels camera. It's 10 the ridiculous photos, same time lapse as before. Point of view. What else we got here? We've got the 4K cinema mode, only available in the black editions. The 2.7K cinema mode, only available in the black editions. The 4 by 14 by 40 video mode, which is basically it's a more square mode at a higher resolution. Again, only available in the black edition. Not too much else new here. The resolution, of course, the 1080p can now film at 60 frames per second. It's got the Pro Tune modes on both the silver editions and the black editions. That is basically the ability for the camera to shoot in RAW. I don't know if any of you have used SLRs, but they can shoot in RAW mode, which gives you a lot more information in the photo to play around with later on in editing softwares. That's the same kind of thing that the Pro Tune allows you to do. So for all of you out there that like to edit your video afterwards, get your color correction just right, the Pro Tune is definitely a nice option for you. However, this is also available on the HERO2 with the new software upgrade. VGA, or the WVGA quality, it can shoot now at 240 frames per second in the black edition, so that'll just be ridiculous. You can go 8 times slower without losing any quality, and I'm sure you could get it down to like 16 times slower if you really wanted to. There'll be some amazing things people can do with this. Going down here, the new biggest thing, I think, the really cool thing that they're doing now, or the really cool thing down here, if you thought the 10 frames in 1 second that you could do on the HERO2 was cool, we can now do 30 frames in 3 seconds. So if you wanted to carry this 10 photos per second out for 3 seconds, you can do that. You can get 30 shots in 3 seconds. You can also now do continuous shooting of 3 photos per second, 5 photos per second, or 10 photos per second. And I think the 10 photos per second will max out at a certain point when you max the card out, because I don't think the card can write fast enough to take 10 photos per second. Built-in Wi-Fi across the board. Pro Tune only available on the second 2. The black edition also allows you to take photos automatically every 5, 10, 30, or 60 seconds, as well as manually. That's only available on the black edition. Another cool feature they put in is white balance. Manual white balance is now available on the silver and black edition, so you can go automatic through, and then it's got 3 preset colors or temperatures, as well as camera raw with Pro Tune afterwards. So if you want to, depending on how you want to shoot, you can shoot manually with your white balance, which will be great because sometimes the cameras were suffering a little bit, especially on snowy days. So that'd be nice. It has they've upped the bit rate, megabytes per second has been upped across the board. Well, not totally true actually. I believe the HERO2 shoots at 35 megabytes per second. So basically the same up to the silver edition, and then they put 10 more, boosted it by 10 for the black. Audio specifications, not much here has changed. They've said they made the microphone better. They said that last time too, and we weren't that impressed, so we'll see what happens this time. But they've also got rid of the 3.5mm microphone jack, and it's now only by an optional USB cable. So if you do plan to use an external microphone, make sure when you get your new camera, you get the USB to microphone adapter as well. The battery has changed. It's now a 1050 milliamp hour battery, so a 1050 milliamp hour battery. The other ones were a 1100 milliamp hour battery. Not sure if it's going to change size, not sure if the old ones are going to work, but it has been changed here, so we'll see what that looks like when it comes. The first 2, again, the white and the silver edition, you can use a Class 4 card or higher. but the Class 10, or sorry, for the Black Edition you have to use a Class 10. The thing here is that it has been switched to the micro SD card. So if you've got a big 32GB SD card for your Hero 2, it's not going to work with your new Hero 3 if you're getting a new one. So just keep in mind you do need a micro SD. They're a lot smaller. They're, I think, a little bit more expensive at times depending on where you get them from. So keep that in mind. What else is down here? There's not too much down here. One thing that you do have to note is that they're not coming with that much stuff. There's not many mounting accessories in the boxes anymore. So if you look at, well, I'll start with like if you look at what we used to get with the Hero 2s, we got this Motorsports Edition, you get a suction cup mount and a lot of adhesive mounts. We're now down to just 2 adhesive mounts and a 3-way pivot arm, so that's all you're getting. So if you do want accessories, you're going to have to make sure you keep them from your old GoPros, or you get more when you buy your camera. There's no head straps, there's no helmet mounts, there's not much. There's just 2 adhesive mounts and and a couple of 3-way extender and a 3-way pivot arms. So they're not giving you much. This is obviously a ploy to try and get you to buy more accessories on their website, or from stores. But just keep that in mind that the prices have gone up, right? They're $199, $299, and $399. The old ones were just $299. So the prices have gone up, and you're getting less with them. So just something to think about. I think there was a lot more. Definitely the Hero 3 has a lot more capability than the old. Or the Hero 3s do have a lot more capability than the old ones, and the Hero 3 Black Edition looks like it's going to be really, really sweet. I have an order in for these, and like I said before, it should be here around November 1st. So hopefully the unboxing video will be happening very shortly after that. Guys, I'm excited about this. I think it looks really cool. Let me know what your thoughts are below. Leave me comments. And then make sure you subscribe and check out the unboxing videos when they come out. Until next time, thanks for watching.